Hi everybody. You know, I was in a good mood about 5 minutes ago, but just everything is not working out for me. I'm in like one of those moods where me having to pick something up off the ground is like the biggest struggle in the world. When I was in a good mood, I had this like cute idea of sorry. Just give me a break for a second, okay? The timing of my life right now is just not working out. Like, why did I press the start button to record knowing that I have to eat my toast? Let's do like a get to know me thing, like a, like a tag, like a truth or dare. I'm gonna ask myself ridiculously hard questions, knowing that the public is gonna see it. And maybe it'll get me some views. 200 deep questions. My philosophy in life is to just have purpose and to make purpose. I feel like our purpose is to connect with other people and like make meaningful connections and influence people and impact people in a positive way. Like if I'm not doing anything and I feel like I'm not connecting with anyone or influencing anyone, then I feel like I'm failing at life. Okay, I think I'm in my element now. Okay. Just to clarify, I was not in my element. I went to sleep probably 5 minutes after my battery went out and I was fed up and I went to sleep. I feel much better now and I'm ready to answer the next question. I think I'm actually too vulnerable with people. Like most people, when something like makes them mad, or not even like makes them mad or pisses them off, but it's something that like they have to think about that takes them back. I feel like most people, they have like a silent conversation in their head where they try to adjust to a situation and they try to deal with it on their own terms. Instead, I like to communicate literally everything that pisses me off, and I don't even like to think about it. I actually just tell them exactly what's going through my head. And I feel like sometimes being that vulnerable just gets you in a really bad position with people. It's always like it's like self-sabotage in a way. You're not learning how to deal with things on your own. You're trying to get other people to fix problems that actually, like, the source of the problem is in your own head. And that's one thing I would change about myself right now. I feel like this changes on a weekly basis. So, as of right now, definitely would want to be a little bit more private, right? Okay, next question. I'm just gonna like flip. I feel like the best phase in my life is like right now, like where I'm at right now, because I've never felt this emotionally strong before, and I feel like I have the best understanding of who I am. That was a really hard thing for me to do at one point. Like define myself, communicate truthfully with myself. I feel the most free and confident. I am learning to cope with things that I never thought I'd be able to cope with. That's really refreshing to me. Like even to be able to properly cope with things is like my happiness. You know, I feel like I have like the right friends and I feel like I know what I want in life and there's like goals that I'm working towards. I'm in a good place. This is so long. Like, anyways, that I don't want to answer. To be totally honest, university was the worst phase of my life. I was in a process of losing myself, like breaking myself down slowly, and it was only getting worse as time was going on. And I didn't know what to do to help myself, even though I was working so hard to help myself. Like I was doing everything possible. It just wasn't enough, and like I was literally fighting for peace and fighting for life. And yeah, I just feel like I didn't know myself at all. It was just really hard for me to be true to myself. This sounds vague and it just sounds like a narration of like a single issue, but it was the source of like so many different problems that like escalated. Losing myself completely, losing respect for myself, losing confidence, losing friends, losing connection, losing self-worth, value, losing spirituality, losing religion, dignity, losing strength. It was like everything was breaking down, and I was at the lowest point of my life for a lot of university. And yeah, that's some heavy shit, guys, but that's the truth. I'm gonna put black on the canvas to express myself. There was like people that were by me that like stuck by me. Like I was such a confusing person. I feel like it was so easy to misinterpret like how I was behaving, you know? Things like shout out to Abby Morrison, to Taylor Wilkins, to Timothy Quijano, to Kayla Batagalia. It made no sense to stick by me. And I hope they know that like that was like the toughest time of my life, and like kudos to you for not judging me or not making my life even more difficult than it was. Oh my god. What did you?
What was wrong with you? Is that it that you're down?
Yeah, sure. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just feel really...
Oh, you know, what's wrong with you? You know, I know what's wrong with you.
What?
It's Sabrina. It's normal, you know, to feel like that. Do I get it on video?
Yeah. It's okay, I'll cut it out.
Sometimes it's luck too. And everything goes away.
Next question. That is so specific. I really tried to. Like my last ex, I really tried to. And the one before that, I am still friends with, and he's actually one of my best friends. I always feel like there's this thing in the back of my head where I think you have such a strong connection to a person and you spend so much of your time on them and you connect with them so strongly, like more than any other person in your life. Like that's what I feel like a relationship does. And I feel like it's such a loss to just let them go. But I've started to learn that that's a part of the process of growing, that you do have to let them go and you do have to let them grow. And like maybe you're hindering that process of them building themselves, right? My biggest adrenaline rush is when I'm like falling in love with a person. And it shouldn't be, because I feel like that's just like, I don't know, infatuation. These are really hard hitting. I'm gonna answer this and then I'll decide if I want to keep it out or not. I always tell people this when they ask me, like, why did your relationship end? I say, we just weren't compatible. The reason why I'm laughing is because it took 4 years to figure that out, that we just weren't compatible. In the important ways, we weren't compatible. We were both, like, admittedly so, in a really bad place in our lives. And the fact that we lasted that long is actually incredible, because we were both, like, at our worst at some points, like, at our very lowest, and somehow we stuck together. So I feel like in a way it was like a phase in my life that I had to go through with him, and it just ended because it just wasn't meant to be. Like no relationship can grow in that foundation of like such a toxic atmosphere. And it's so sad, I never really felt like I was able to like be my best self with him, because I was such in a bad place for that time. But it's where I was at, and there was no way. I was trying so hard to like fix it, and I'm getting teary-eyed. There was no way to fix that. The only way to fix it was to separate and grow. That's the truth of that, and that's the hard tea. Sizzling hot tea. It's not really tea. I feel like that's just like, I don't know, it's like some kind of advice your dad gives you. 3 things I value most about a person. I value persistence and consistency with a person. When someone is consistent in their behavior and they're persistent about what they want, that they are secure with themselves. Is there like their integrity? Like, I just value people that really like are loving and that they don't have to put up that front that they're cold and uncaring, express your emotions. I can't stand when people, like when I fight with people and they like don't get as mad as me because I'm showing you exactly how you make me feel. But I can't stand people who just like have to hold it all in, and then they like shit gets twisted in their heads and they're not being honest with like what they feel. Just let it out, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna paint orange for basketball. No matter what I was going through in school, when I used to go to my basketball practice, those girls made me forget everything. And I was also good at it, so just, you know, made me feel, you know, like I was doing something worthwhile. Oh, this is funny. This one's for Tim. Shout out Tim. Tim's like my sad friend, if anyone's wondering why I'm talking about a guy named Tim. He's like my Christina Yang. The first one is Radiohead Videotape. That like literally, that song makes me so sad that I threw up once from listening to it. Most Things by Sia, but particularly Breathe Me by Sia. Lost and Found by Lianne La Havas. People walking behind me, when people touch my neck, like when they touch my neck, you know what I mean? Like they touch me. Oh, this is the biggest one. People sitting across from me when we're eating dinner or like eating. Oh, I hate it. It makes me feel so uncomfortable. Staring me directly in the eye while I'm like eating with them. Like, bitch, don't look at me. I guess this is just my own issue. Like this is a personal issue. But yeah, like any kind of like direct eye contact makes me feel really uneasy, really anxious. Oh, like people gossiping for too long. Oh, this one's also for Tim. Like Tim gossips like a freaking like no one I've ever seen gossip before, and he can do it like he can gossip for like 3 days straight nonstop and like be okay with himself. And I've had to snap at him so many times, like, shut up, man. Shut up, Tim. How can you talk so much shit and do nothing about it? Anyways, sorry for roasting you, Tim. This one's nice. This one's gonna gas me up. I feel like I'm a homebody for a lot of people. And a lot of my friends have told me that they feel like they can kind of be real with me. And that I don't force them or make them feel like they need to act a certain way to please me. They feel like I genuinely want them to be who they really are. Like I will text them every day, like, I love you. Like, how are you doing? Tell me how you're doing. Tell me how your day's going. Like, what's up? What are you going through? I know you're going through something. I kind of annoy them with my love and my affection because I know that even though they may not reciprocate that feeling and they don't care for me as much, they need that. Like they need to feel like someone's there for them and someone loves them and that they're worth it. Someone is thinking about them. I have this one friend that literally texted me and I cried when he texted me this. He said, you're one of those friends that no matter what, like when I think about and I think about what you mean to me, I literally like burst into tears. And he was also one of those people that whenever I would annoy texting and stuff, he would say, why do you care? Like, stop caring. It's just who I am. I'm very much like the emotional friend. Sit down with me, have a real talk with me, chill. You don't even have to talk to me if you don't want. Like, we'll just chill, not talk. I'm cool with it all. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope this entertained you, or maybe you relate to it, or you have opinions. If you have any comments at all, say nice things, give me criticism, whatever it is, go ahead. I really opened up here at some points, so I hope you guys liked it. Okay, bye.